Yes, sir. Wole, let's
What's
do
going
this.
on?
Welcome to this special edition, Family the Urban Sports Scene Team Takeover Showcase. Check out the home of the Urban Sports Scene, urbansportscene.com. Check us out on all social media platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Wole, again, this is a special Team Takeover Showcase.
Sure is.
And some of you may know, Wole, of course, you know, the Urban Sports Scene was in the building for the monumental sports coaches clinic a few weeks ago, and there was a lot of coaches in the building. Of course, some of your local favorite coaches, such as Kenneth Blakeney, a friend of the Urban Sports Scene, Dwayne Simpkins, and Wole, your man from Georgetown, your squad. Coach Cooley was there. Ed Cooley was in the building, and also, of course, hosted by Brian Keefe for the Washington Wizards. And it's crazy because I interviewed a lot of people that day, got a chance to talk to a lot of people. But Brian Keefe of the Wizards, he said, "Nah, man, I can't do no interviews today." So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get another set of coaches and basketball minds to come join us on the Urban Sports Scene. So that's why we here today, fam. Again, this is the Team Takeover Showcase. Subscribe to the Urban Sports Scene on YouTube and check us out on every social media platform. So without further ado, now joining the Urban Sports Scene, the head coach of Chen Odenton Grad Prep School, Tony Koverman, and the director of Team Takeover Showcase, Paul Deanna.
All right. We got Paul right now.
We got Paul, right? Paul, what's happening, man?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, shout out to that monumental coaches clinic. It was epic, man.
For sure, man.
First year, good thing. I got to see my guy Pookie Kenny Blakeney and Dwayne Simpkins, the math grads like me. Went to school with both those guys. So it was great to see them on the next level coaching.
Yeah. Oh, you're a DeMatha grad. Okay. So what year were you at DeMatha?
I graduated in 91.
Oh, wow. So who was on the team back then?
91. Who was on that 91?
I was with Mike Jones. The Mike Jones.
The Mike Jones, yeah.
The Mike Jones. Joey Wooten was on that team. Chris Parsons, Chris Hill, Ted Ellis. So Vaughn Jones. So we had that year, my senior year, they won 33-0.
Wow.
I would tell those guys, y'all the big time coaches. I'm just the AAU coach, baby.
It's all good. Well, I appreciate you for sharing that. So I don't know when Tony can join us. Hopefully he'll get his camera issues together. But until then, we're going to do a couple icebreaker questions. I want to tap into your basketball mind because a lot of times we can tell by the way you choose your favorite players or how you view the game or just where you are in your basketball mindset. And I want to ask you for Wole, he's a Magic Johnson guy. I feel like Wilt is the best ever. Used to be MJ, but I feel like Wilt Chamberlain, just nobody did it like him. For you, who is the greatest of all time in your opinion in the game of basketball?
It's got to be Michael Jordan.
Oh,
I think God did it all, man. I tell you, when I would watch him growing up, that guy could go to the bucket on anybody, dunk on him, everything. And then I thought as he got later on in his career after the baseball thing, came back to the Wizards, I think he actually learned how to shoot the ball and shot the ball at a high clip. So he evolved the game throughout his career.
So okay, MJ is your guy.
Yeah.
Wole won't agree with that.
I won't. I mean, I'm a Magic dude. Everybody knows like Magic had the 80s. He had, the 80s had to go against the Celtics. He had to go against the Pistons. You know what I mean? He had to go against the Sixers. Jordan waited his time. And then he got to the 90s where he can beat up on his friends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he can beat up on Barkley. He can beat on. I'm a Georgetown dude. I love Pat, but he got to beat up on Pat. They were all buddies.
Yeah.
But it took his time. Like that Piston squad had to evolve and get to a level where he was able, and he learned to. But he had to actually slay that beast. Before a while, he wasn't getting a hit. He wasn't getting that opportunity to get to the finals because of that Piston squad, because of those.
Yeah, that was the bad boys, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't let you get to the hole on them.
Yeah, exactly. But Magic, he took out that Piston squad in their prime. He took out that he had to go against. People don't talk about how great Larry Bird was. Like Larry was one of the I think Larry don't get his flowers for. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Larry is one of the should not be he should be going down on the all-time great list. Like when you see the points he was averaging in the 80s, he was averaging 30. And for a while, and his last true year, he was average about 29, 30. You know what I mean?
Oh, no,
so
absolutely.
To me, like Magic going, we don't talk about, even like Ray talk about like me loving Magic. We don't even talk enough about Bird for real. I think Bird is the coldest dude period.
I'm a big time Celtics fan. I was actually very excited back in 1986 when a guy from College Park named Len Bias got drafted by the Celtics. I said they're going to win the next 20 championships.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Coach Paul, you prefer the modern game today, how it's played, like the Steph Curry era as we call it, or you like the old school game, post up, fundamentals?
I like the old school game. Tony, you got to put that on mute, buddy. But no, I like the old school game. I like where we actually play with the center. Now everybody they're stretched. Everybody's a stretch 4, stretch 3. Everybody's got to be able to shoot the 3 ball. When we talk to D1 coaches, the first thing you want to know is, can your 6'9" shoot 3s? And I'm like, come on, man. How about he can post up and score inside, baby? He takes up the whole middle, blocking shots and things like that. He sets the hard down screens, back screens, and things like that. But the game has evolved. It's I think they're trying to make it more entertainment, score a lot more points. So it's interesting. But I'm an old school guy, to be honest with you. I like the old hard-nosed basketball.
Me too.
Where nobody was allowed to come into the paint, and if you touch somebody, it was a little foul,
So true. True.
You said the right nowadays are soft, man.
Very.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I want. I set you up for that one, but you said the right word, entertainment. You had Zach Edey, who was more of a traditional big man, but who are people going to tune in to watch or turn in to see? It's going to be Cooper Flagg or Zach Edey. You're going to want to see a guy that's 6'9", that can handle the rock, that can do it all.
Cooper nasty, though.
You know what I mean? He is.
Nasty.
That's what I'm saying. That's the type of player that guys want to watch today, or people want to watch. So, you said it right. So, with that being said, I want to ask you this, man. In terms of point guards, if you had to start a team with a point guard and you had the choice between Kyrie Irving or Isaiah Thomas, which one you taking, man?
Well, that's a tough choice, man, because Isaiah Thomas, man, when he played with Detroit, he was tough, man. He had mad handles, but they say Kyrie's the best of all time. He can go left, he can go right. You don't know which way he's going because he can go either which way. He's so versatile. But to be honest with you, I like Isaiah Thomas. I think he always had to play with a chip on his shoulder, and that's what I really like about him. I think that Kyrie Irving's a little bit of a crybaby at times. He didn't want to play with LeBron and this and that. You didn't get that out of Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, every night he brought it. I mean, that was probably the reason why they won a couple of championships. So, but I thought he was more of a team-oriented player, and he really played with a chip on his shoulder because of his height and stuff like that. But that's not to take nothing away from Kyrie. He's a hell of a ball player too.
He is though.
I like Zeke, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, Coach Tony. You good now, brother?
Man, I'm here. Sorry about that, fellas.
It's all good. I just want to ask you before we get into the serious discussion, who's your GOAT of basketball? Who's your greatest of all time, man?
Of all time?
Yes, sir.
Julius Erving. Dr. J.
Oh. See, okay.
Dr. J, okay.
Dr. J.
That's
Magic be him too.
Yeah, different.
Magic be him too.
Yeah.
I just want to say that. Magic
now
be
y'all
him too.
thinking. Look, every one of y'all sitting over there thinking right now.
I was thinking,
like,
you know what?
why?
I just want to put that on Magic.
Man,
he beat him too, though. He beat him too. Yeah, he got him too.
That's when Moses Malone was there, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Moses beat us too, though.
Moses
beat us though.
Yeah, I respect Dr. J. I respect what he did in both the ABA and NBA, so I'm not mad at that. It's nothing we gonna argue. All the young boys say LeBron these days, though. Wole, you know we had some guests that's who they think their GOAT is, but we're not gonna go there. We're gonna move forward.
He's a fantastic basketball player, though. He's a fantastic.
I mean, that's just my opinion. Who I like, but I think all time overall GOAT is MJ. They're just hands down.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, that's cool. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
I'm sorry. Hands down. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna apologize about it.
I mean, I'm saying you shouldn't. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I mean, I like the 32. That's all in purple. That's all. That's just my thing.
Cool stuff. Well, let's go ahead and get started, gentlemen. I know I briefly introduced you guys, but I want to just allow you to share a little bit more about your background. You guys have decades in this game. Whether you played, coached in different programs, and I just want our listeners to get a just a little bit more information about yourself. Coach Tony, we'll start with you about where you are now and all that you got going on with your team and what you expect this upcoming season. I know you say you're traveling coming up soon, so share with our listeners a bit about what you got going on, man.
Well, I got the new coaching job, head coaching job at Chen Odenton Prep, which is a Christian-based program where we're trying to give kids a second chance, high schoolers to post-grads, to where they think they can't play no more, or they had some situation in school where it didn't work out, or, we're giving that opportunity for these guys to still get out instead of just sitting home thinking they ain't got no place to go. So with that being said, there's a lot of kids still out here that think that, and look, hit me up. I'm here. Our schedule is what it is. Man, we are traveling. Coach Chad, which is our director, he's got us in a really good schedule, playing a lot of JUCO schools. We're excited. I'm excited, getting the job a little late, but, with that being said, when you got 7-8 guys, make it what it's worth. I like the challenge anyway. I love watching these guys get better. So for me, that's really kind of coaching instead of just having a whole bunch of, already got the guy. You know what I mean? It just, for me, over all the years I've been coaching, it's always been a challenge with the guys, getting them better, and then coming through to meet with Paul with the DMV Stags, and we had a team called BTB from Annapolis and Mixer Kids, and that was with, Jake Byron and them. And we met up instead of playing against each other all the time in the tournaments. They ended up merging that together. And man, was that a dynasty.
All right, Coach Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself, man, what you got going on Takeover and everything else, man, and coaching.
Got you. So I started out at a small school called St. Martin, CYO, won back-to-back championships. Thought I had the greatest CYO squad in the world. Went down to the new 24, the Athletic Republic, with my CYO championship team with 7th, 8th graders. Told everybody I was going to whoop everybody, and then ended up getting beat by 30 points every game. And I said, holy smokes, there's a whole different world out here of basketball. So I went around, and my philosophy was I started DMV Stags. And the reason I started the program was that everybody was talking about Montgomery County kids were soft. They couldn't play. Nobody wanted Montgomery County kids, blah, blah, blah. So I went around, and I, with the help of two guys, one was Paul Young and then Kevin Thomas, we went around and we recruited all the top kids in Montgomery County. And we went around, we beat everybody. I mean, we beat everybody in Montgomery County down. Then we went to PG County, started beating people down. Then we went to Baltimore, and then that's when we finally started getting our licks in. So, like Coach Tony said, there was one team that we ran into, was Born to Ball. Played them in a championship game down at the Park School, and they beat us in double overtime. So, of course, me being competitive, I went to find out where they were playing the following weekend, went to that tournament. We ended up in the championship game again against one another, and you won't believe this, but went to double overtime again. And we ended up getting a technical foul and ended up winning. And after that game, I said, you know what? It's time to merge these teams together. And that's what we did. So we had, I would tell you, we had an EYBL team, my 8th, 9th, and 10th grade years. I mean, everybody that was on that team pretty much went D1, and Jordan Hawkins now with the Pelicans. So it was a great ride with those kids. And this past year, Jordan signed with Nike. His dad, Craig Hawkins, and me are like brothers. We've been friends for over 35 years. I'm Jordan Hawkins' godfather. So it only made sense that when he signed with Nike, that maybe I should sign with Nike. What better way to do it was to actually, Craig introduced me to Keith Stevens. I sat down with Keith Stevens, who is the main guy at Team Takeover, and we had lunch together, and our vision was the same. Keith said, he's a wonderful man. I mean, the amount of kids that he has helped get into schools, get into the NBA and things like that. He's all about the kids. We had the same vision, and our vision is about getting every single kid that we can into school. Because right now schools are around $60,000, $80,000. It's too much money for kids to pay to go to school. Hurting the parents. These kids come out of school, they have no money, they're in financial distress. So we can get kids into college for free or close to free. We've done our job. So that's the goal that we have right now, is to get as many kids into school. And it made sense with Takeover to continue my journey with them as a Nike team. And it's been a wonderful merger. They got a hell of a staff over there, and it's been a good ride so far. I'm really looking forward year 2 coming up.
All right, Coach Paul. You said Tech. Who got the Tech? Did you get the Tech? Did you get the Tech?
Actually,
I'm interested. I just want to know. I coach basketball.
So we were up by 1 point with 1.3 seconds or something.
Okay.
We had the ball underneath our bucket. I called a timeout. I set a play up to inbound the ball just to get it in. And they played some good defense. And Mr. Hawkins, Jordan, called timeout with no timeouts left. We get the Tech, and they went to the free throw line, hit both shots, and they get the ball back on the Tech with 1 second left, and we end up losing by 1 point.
Oh, man. So like the Chris Webber play? Like a Chris Webber play?
Like Chris Webber play.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
It hurt, but you learn.
Yeah, I didn't get that. And so I want to ask you this question, Tony. Like, what are some of the challenges of trying to develop a new program? Like you said, you're new to the school. What's some of the challenges that you're having? Like some of the challenges, and also some of the positives.
I mean, the challenge right now is that, like everybody has, is we have a gym that we work out out of the Maryland Junior Center. So right now we're just trying to find not a better facility, but something that's better floors. We're trying to look for some help in that sense of it. That's really the major challenge at this point. The positive thing is, like I said, the guys, they're showing up. They're taking, I don't know none of these kids. I'm used to knowing guys coming in the gym that I've known, through the high school, through middle school. Some of these kids I've never even known before. So it's getting used to each other. But they're buying in, and that's the beauty of it. I mean, we're not the greatest, but we're working there, and that's what's beauty of it. These guys are working. They're coming when I'm asking them to come to the gym. They're getting work in. We got a shooting machine. We're on a shooting machine 30 minutes, 40 minutes before every practice, before we really get into it. So it's, just mainly just positive part of it is just we're riding. We are going. We're getting out. We're seeing things. And that's basically the only negative thing I really can say is just that the gym thing. I mean, of course you want more guys, but at this point, you got what you got. So,
I'm
but I love my guys that I got right now, dude. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and lie. I mean, these guys, everybody's got a different culture with them, and they're all coming together, and that's the beauty thing to watch.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you guys to say the same question. We'll start with you, Paul. Go ahead, Tony. Finish. Do you have something you want to add, Tony?
Yeah, doing this 30 years. This is my 30th year this year. Yeah, I'm here. You there?
Yeah, I got you.
So doing this 30 years, it's been a man, this has been a treat. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I love doing this. I mean, we've been through, with my son Jake. I mean, Jake's been playing since he was down at the Bowie City Gym working out as a little toddler, and seeing Dickerson, David Dickerson was his workout coach back then. That was a long time ago. So, but yeah, man, this has been a great run. Great run.
So I want to ask Paul. I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna ask Tony the same question. What got you into coaching? What kind of thrived you? What was your motivation to get into coaching?
I think what happened was my son was in 6th, 7th grade, and I didn't think he was getting the coaching that I felt that he needed. But
it always starts that way.
I think every parent's like that. You always think that the coach can't coach. You throw a whole lot more to him. Then you get put in that hot seat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had the opportunity to coach, like I said, CYO team. My son was going to the school. I brought a lot of kids in from the parish, and I really wanted to give back to the kids because I felt like, I didn't come from a lot of money, but now I'm my own business and stuff like that. So I said, you know what? There's a lot of kids out here that can't do it, and I've never charged the kids. That's one thing a lot of people may or may not know about me. But I've always paid pretty much the whole dime for all the kids through fundraising my own sponsorship. So I don't hurt the kids or the parents. But I got into it because selfish reason, my kid.
Mm-hmm. That's dope for real. Because a lot of, like you said, a lot of people charge like that. A lot of people charge. Yeah,
So I was probably, when I started the Stags, I was probably the most hated coach in Montgomery County.
What?
I was beating everybody and nobody was paying anything.
Oh man.
Okay.
So I probably spent about $300,000 in basketball the last 7 years.
Wow.
I paid for all the hotels. I paid travel. I mean, I paid the entry fees to the tournaments, everything.
Yeah, he took care of us, no doubt.
That's one thing I didn't want kids to worry about when they came to my program. I wanted them to concentrate on schoolwork, because if you don't have any grades, you can't go to school anyway. So my first requirement was, hey, I'm going to pay for you to stay in the hotel this weekend. I'm going to pay for the travel this weekend. I'm going to pay for everything that you have. But guess what? You're going to get your grades up, and you're going to commit, and you're going to work at your craft. And that's the way I've always pretty much handled it. So, but
that's dope. So Tony, I'm asking you the same question. Why did you get into coaching?
Well, I have an older daughter that's older than Jake, and when she was younger, she wanted to get into basketball when she was about maybe 8. So she started wanting to get in, maybe 6. She wanted to get into it. So I started helping out. There was another guy that was the head coach, and I was just helping out. I've been part of basketball my whole life. But I come from that blacktop basketball. Like Paul said earlier, that hardcore basketball, to where it wasn't a whole bunch of crying. You came in the paint. You knew you was in the paint when you were going to think about coming back in, that kind of thing. So, but other than that, she started going through, and then Jake, Jake came along, and then put in Jake again, started out with Dickerson. And then as we started getting in, like Paul said, I had a couple more years of coaching under the program that we were in over here at the little public, what was little Elverton over here in Old Mill area. And it was just intramural stuff. And then I started going with Jake, and then that started being different. Girls basketball is different than boys basketball at that level. And I started getting more intrigued. My daughter started getting older. She was playing with some really top girls teams here in Severna Park. And then I started following Jake, and then we just stayed with Jake because Jake was more, I guess, Jake wanted to get the more skill work on it. And then that's when we met, when he was in the 3rd, 4th grade. We got a call. He was with Glory, with Zion Harmon, and that team with Mike Harmon, which was Zion's dad. And then he went for it. He went down to try out. I was like, why are y'all calling for him? Y'all are already #1 team in the country. Why y'all want him? And I'm like, is this serious? And then we go down there, and there was a floating camera walking around, and Jake was like, Dad. He was like, man, he told you go try out, get out there. He said, well, that's Zion. I said, go shoot with him. I don't know what to tell you. You got to get out there. So him and Zion started shooting together, and then all of a sudden Zion stepped back behind that 3 like he was nothing and just started launching them, and all net. And Jake looked at me, he was like, Dad. I'm like, don't look at me. Go out there and shoot. Air ball. So that was his eye opener. So, but I'll tell you, man, that program there, I learned a lot about with coaching, with Jenkins and I, with Mike Harmon. I mean, Mike had a lot of coaching under his belt, and his offenses were decent, very good, and it was a great run with them. And then I had Team Renegade. Then I started my own program, and when I started my own program, I had about 6 teams and had a lot of kids coming through there. It was more of local travel team, not much of travel, like Jake was doing. So it was kind of hard balancing both, but we did it. Then I started stepping away from the Team Renegade and letting the coaches coach me direct when I needed to, and then I go on the road with Jake with the travel team. So it was a great adventure for him. He had a lot of good experience with getting that part and getting that skill work that he needed. And then I was teaching from what I was learning. Then I started going to coaches clinic. When I started going to these college coaches clinic, that was whole another eye opener, and meeting coaches and talking to college coaches and listening what they wanted. And as I got older and started coaching more older boys, I wanted to rather coach the 16, 17, because then I knew what to get them ready for the next level. Because I was hearing it from the college coaches what they're looking for. D3, D2, D1, it didn't matter. So it was great. Coach Will Maynard turned me on to a lot of that stuff. And he's the coach down at Southern High School. I'm pretty sure you guys probably might know him. I'm not sure. But and then my son ended up going to his high school. So then I got the coaching job there, working out with them guys. I coached at a couple other high schools. I coached at a couple private schools. So it's been a long road for me. I tell you, I've been coaching a lot of different schools, from high school now up to this level, finally making it at and getting the opportunity at this post-grad level.
So I want to ask you guys both, what are your thoughts on AAU and how it develops players? Because there's mixed opinions. Some people feel like it's a lot of games, it's a lot of mileage on the kids. Some people feel like the kids don't necessarily have a sense of urgency to win because they're always playing. And when you get to college, of course, you're not playing as much and you got to value every game. So over the course of all the experience that you guys have, what is your thoughts about how AAU can be beneficial for high school players and younger players trying to get to the next level at the college and pro levels?
So
you want me to go? You gonna go, Paul?
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
Well, for me, I think it's more of competitiveness. It's very you're going from 5, 6 guys at any given time, 7, 8 at any given time, and then at the high schools, in my experience, some of them you only have 2 guys, and you're playing against other teams, and it depends on what league you're in also. I mean, comparing the high school with the AAU, it's kind of, depends on where you're at. I mean, there's a lot of great private schools. There's a few, public schools that are great. I mean, you got Largo, they're good. You WCAC. I mean, you got MIAA that's coming along tremendously. So, I mean, for me, I just think it depends on the program you're in, what you're playing at, how you're playing, and how you're developing. And for me, the AAU, sometimes it is a lot on the kids, but you ask a kid, they love it. They don't want to stop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they still get their workouts. You still go to workout. You still go whatever when you're not playing. So, way I feel, I know when Jake was playing, just off of his experience, if he took 2 days off, he was a week behind. And that's just how it rolled. I mean, it's like you want to sit home and play Xbox for those 3 days, but yet the dude that's supposed to be in that spot and you're complaining you're not getting any playing time is working out for 3 days. He's working on his craft and you're working on your thumbs. That don't work.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Look, back in the day, we didn't have all the trainers. We beat each other up on the blacktop. We played till 9, 10 o'clock at night. All that kind of stuff. And now it's like, holy cow, man! I got to take him to what trainer? I got to do what? I got to do this. It's different.
So the way I feel about AAU is, when you look at like EYBL, that's probably the greatest circuit in the country. It's where all the top dogs play. More NBA guys that play EYBL. There's only 5 sessions, and that's 4 sessions, and then the 5th is Peace Jam, which is the biggest tournament of the year. Brings all the head coaches from D1s out, not the assistant head coaches, but the head coaches. They only play 5 sessions, and they might play one other tournament. So that tells you right there, as Coach Tony said, it depends what league you're playing in. When I started the Stags 7, 8 years ago, there was a bunch of AAU teams, but now it seems like there's an AAU team on every block. And they're just playing in every stupid tournament they can play in. It's a waste of time. That's a big waste of time. You need to play with the top team. That's one of the reasons I joined Takeover. You know, we're on the Made Hoop circuit. There's like six stops, and that's what you do. You go to the 6 stops, and 3 or 4 of them are live periods with D1 coaches out there for those guys that can play at that level. The rest of the stops, we're going to get kids into D2, D3, NAIA, whatever we can get them into. But there's too many AAU teams out here, and all they're doing is sucking the money out of these parents, and they're playing in every stupid tournament in the world. I mean, it's like, why are you going to play in that tournament down the street? There ain't nobody there. There ain't no schools there. The kid be better off by you developing him, training him, working on his weaknesses so that he can play at the next level than go play in some stupid tournament that doesn't mean anything. But some of these coaches out here, and I was like that when I first started, it was about me, trying to win all the trophies you can win. But it's got to be about the kids. And do you really care about the kids and the development and things like that? There's a reason why EYBL only does 5 sessions. There's a reason why those guys play in maybe one other tournament besides that. Because those tournaments they go to in the EYBL level, man, they're not getting an easy game. They're playing all the top teams in the country. And that makes you a better player at the end of the day. So I have mixed feelings about EYBL. It really depends where you play and what the vision is of the program. Are you just playing in any stupid tournament? Or are you playing in something that's going to be worthwhile to the kid? Because the more you play, the more chances you have of getting injured and things like that. I mean, that's one thing that me and Coach Tony, we have the same philosophy is we on our 17U team, if you get an offer and you accept the offer, I shut you down right away. You're done. You don't play no more. They're like, Coach, but I want to play. No, you're done. You're not going to get hurt on my dime. Me and Coach Tony or whoever my coaches are, we did what we're supposed to do. We got you a full scholarship into college. That's it, man. Now go train. Why you want to? I don't need you to be out there winning games. What does that mean? It means nothing. If I can't put any other kids into school, it means absolutely nothing. Now I'm going to go find somebody else. One thing that we do is everybody that plays for me, I try to get them a scholarship. A lot of these AAU coaches have 1 or 2 kids that they really concentrate and put all of their emphasis on. No, man, that ain't the way it works. If you commit to me, you commit to my staff, I'm going to try to get every single kid into school. And I tell you, people ask me every now and then, what gives me nightmares at nighttime sometimes. And I'll tell you what the nightmares are. Put a lot of kids in school, but what I feel most, what I regret the most is the kids I didn't put in school. I felt I let them down. That hurts me more than anything else. You know, I put a lot of kids in D1, but I tell you, those kids I put in D3 and D2, I'm actually prouder of them than the D1 kids. Because these are kids that people told me were never going to go to school. They were never going to.
Absolutely.
And I watched them kids put that work in and get their dreams. And that, to me, that's special. So I love all my kids. And the kids that weren't supposed to be able to make it and they're playing D2 and 3, man, they're blessed. I'm blessed to be able to coach them. But AAU is a funny thing. there's an AAU team on every block, and you really got to do your homework.
Yeah.
What team you're playing for and what the goal of the team is and how they're helping you get into school. The first thing I think parents should ask the coaches is who came in your program that's going to college? And when they can't name but one person, and then you go to another program and they got 50, 60 kids, and there might be a reason why. You know? So, but it's interesting, man. I mean, but the kids, they need to be pushed throughout the season, but going to all these stupid tournaments is a waste of time. Pick those special tournaments, man. Get them in there. Get with those college coaches, man. Hype those kids up. Let them know, because there's no better basketball than in the DMV. I don't care what anybody says.
Mm-hmm.
Top players come out of DMV.
Facts.
And that's facts, man. I mean, let's be honest about it. We are, and that's why we have 3 YBL teams in the state of Maryland. I mean, because we're loaded with talent. I mean, it's fun because we go out and we're competing for all the same kids. Every program competing for the same kids, you know. But the talent in the DMV is unmatched, in my opinion.
Yeah, you beat us to one of our last questions, man, about the talent in the DMV, because we were going to ask you about how special that talent was. Before we get there, though, I just want to get you guys' thoughts. I guess we can start with you, Coach Paul, since you were just kind of sharing your experience about the NIL and how you feel about that.
I think the NIL could be good. We got to be careful with it, though, because if I think every kid, I tell every kid like this, I never tell a kid where to go to school, because I don't want them calling me up saying, hey, Coach Paul, man, you told me to go to Michigan and I'm sitting on the bench. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I tell the kid what I think, but the NIL is going to change everything now, because if somebody offers you $1 million to come to their school, NBA ain't no guarantee. 1% of the kids make it to the NBA, maybe 2%. I've coached like 800 kids, and I got one in the NBA right now. So that tells you what a few it is.
True.
You know, and I might have 1 or 2 more kids coming up, hopefully, but the NIL is a game changer. I mean, you look at somebody like from DeMatha, Hunter Dickerson, who's at Michigan. Michigan doesn't give NIL, you know, and Juwan Howard's a big man, and he was teaching, you know, Hunter how to play the game and stuff. But when you get $3 million to go to Kansas, guess where you're going? And he's not a guaranteed NBA player. Mm-hmm. You know, nobody knows. So, but at the end of the day, when he walks out of Kansas, he's going to have $9 million in his pocket. So the NIL is going to be a game changer, because these teams that used to not be able to get players are going to be able to get players, and they'll be able to pay players without getting in what I call NCAA violations and fractions. I think everybody knows there's been money always going around. Yeah. They get caught every now and then. They get a slap on the wrist and this and that. But now you can do it the legal way, you know. You get the NIL, and next thing you know, you say, man, how the hell did this guy get all these great players? So I'd hate to see what the NIL is at Duke this year, because they got what?
I know everybody.
They must have called all their guys that are in the NBA and say, hey, man, we need NIL money.
Yeah, like Grant. Can you help us out, Grant?
Yeah. I mean, you look at that. 3 out of the top 5, 4 out of the top 5 players, top players, man.
Jeez. I do. Yep.
But NIL is going to be
crazy to watch.
Some of these programs that don't have any money, they're not going to be able to compete. Mm-hmm. And the sad part is, I always tell the kids, and to get back to what I was trying to say earlier, was when you pick a school, you need to find out who's there. If the guy in front of you, an All-American that's going to stay for another 2 years, so you're going to sit the bench for 2 or 3 years, or do you have a chance to go in and play your freshman year? I always say, everybody, if you go D1, don't expect to go in your freshman year and play. You know what I mean? If you do, you've been blessed. You know what I mean? But the problem is with COVID and everything, and everybody going to the portal, these kids are 25, 26, 27. Well, and you're 19 years old, and you don't have the body mass to play against a bigger, stronger kid. Because
now they're giving 5 years. So
no,
5 years, now you're looking at
crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's screwing these kids, man.
I wish I could take a pill and go back in time and get 5 years to play college ball. And then you look at some of these guys, like, you know, Kenny Blakely's a great friend of mine from Howard, but he had a kid, I think there was.
Like 30 years, like 30 years old playing against.
Go there with it. You could have left that one alone.
I said, man, I'm 52. I got 1 year of eligibility left.
Oh my God!
That's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy.
But NIL is gonna be a game changer. I think everybody knows. It could be a good thing.
Y'all see what I deal with? Y'all see what I'm dealing with, right?
He was 26. He was
26.
The thing about it is you look at these programs, they're making so much money from TV rights and stuff, man. And then they give the kid a scholarship, which is great. But then I remember when I was in school on a scholarship, they didn't give me no money to take no girl out to a date or anything like that. You know what I mean? So NIL is going to be a game changer, no doubt about it. And hopefully they do it the right way, though.
Well, Coach Tony, we'll let you speak on NIL, man, and we're gonna wrap this up.
I think that was said enough. I don't know what else to say on that one. Right. I would take a back seat with that one there. I mean, I think it's bottom line, it's a game changer. I mean, back in the day, they were doing it illegally and pushing these kids on the one program, and now they're doing it legally. Yeah, I mean, Paul just said it. Duke.
That's why.
Duke. Yeah. I mean that's why. I mean, I don't know that's gonna be something special to watch. Yeah. So, with the NIL, man, I mean, I wish somebody called me for my son to get in now. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, they're allowing a lot of things I don't agree with. NCAA does what they do. What do you do?
That's
keep
it.
Moving on with it. Just stay with the program and keep moving on.
I'll tell you one thing. Having you guys, Wole and Ray, having you guys do these platforms, man, it's awesome, man. So I really, congratulate you guys, man. I hope your podcasts are very, very successful. I'm going to be putting it out there to everybody to listen.
Appreciate you, man.
You guys are doing in the DMV, man, is special, guys. So I know a lot of people don't see that stuff, man. But
appreciate that.
Man, got nothing but love for you guys, man.
Appreciate you, man. I tell you, I thank you guys for just spending some time with us.
We got some comments though, Ray, on Instagram though.
Go ahead.
So, wow, Mr. Love My Belly Rub. That's wild. All right. Said Tony is the AA County basketball guru. He also added, Tony and Paul always looked out for my boy. Baby boy is OTW2. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my bad. Yeah. All right.
Matt, I appreciate that. I really do. Mm-hmm. Yep. I really appreciate that. And we do a lot. Mm-hmm. And our wives put up with us. My wife puts up with it. Paul's wife puts up with it. We're gone a lot. It's great. And I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate you getting me out here with the new program. Mm-hmm. Grad Prep, Chen Odenton. I'm giving a shout out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, this is great. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And I would be remiss. I got to mention my man Wole. Wole coaches, his brother coaches. He's also got a nephew that looks like he's going to be great as he moves forward. So hopefully we can get him out.
You might get your car, man.
You ready? Yeah, I know, right?
Just a phone call away. That's all we are.
Yeah, man. I'm going to be out there recruiting.
I got my boy. Actually, my boy coach. He coached at Takeover. Antoine Gaither. I don't know if y'all know Antoine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Antoine. He coached. Yeah, he coached. You said what's up, Antoine. Said what's up.
That's my man.
Yeah, Antoine said what's up.
Yeah,
Wole being real humble right now. It's all good.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm an assistant head coach at Tacoma Academy. I'm gonna give a shout out to Big Dave Creedle, man. Gonzaga alumni, WCAC All-American, played at Loyola College, man. I've learned a lot from him in the last 4 years being at Tacoma. The guy really knows basketball inside and out, and he knows everybody. So, shout out to my man Dave Creedle, man. Appreciate you having me aboard at Tacoma Academy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep,
for sure.
And if you're looking for some kids, and also you're looking for some kids who don't to his point. No, he said this I thought of it like some kids who don't think they can go play college ball or whatever, high school ball or whatever. Mm-hmm. We got some kids in Spring Hill Lake and Greenbelt who feel that way.
Okay.
I'm just letting y'all know. Like we do got.
I'm gonna be out there. I promise you that.
All right. So like that's because there was.
Yeah, if they're out there,
I've been coaching
for real. I mean,
that's one thing about our program is. One thing Keith Stevens said to me, he said, "Damn man, you find these kids that nobody knew about, and they end up being spectacular." Well, it was a lot of them, but it was us pushing too. So we're always looking for that next kid that nobody knows about that needs that shot. Yeah, so every kid out here deserves a shot. So let's make sure that in the DMV that us coaches we stay together and give all these kids a shot to get into school.
Yeah, I like that message that y'all spoke about.
Absolutely,
I love that message. Yeah, I love that message.
So guys, let's definitely stay connected. You know what I'm saying? Just based on what we're talking about now. And again, it's so much talent here in the DMV. I'll be on the floor courtside for American University versus Howard coming up. That's an exhibition game on the 28th. Just hope to see you guys out and about. Want to continue to cover your programs.
There's gonna be some bad blood in that game, baby. That's two the Master boys going at it.
There you go. It's going to be fun. But I just wish you guys success. And like I said, man, we got to do this again and continue to watch the DMV basketball scene grow. I mean, it's already huge, but we believe just based on what we're talking about here and beyond, it can get even bigger than what it is. And so thanks again for joining us. If you guys want to plug anything else, please do so. And then we're gonna close the show out.
Just a real quick shout out to my man Stacy Lyons, who's one of my trainers from day one. So he'll be back in the box this year. He had to take a year off, but he's back. So, but I really, like I said, guys, I appreciate what you guys are doing for these kids in the DMV with these platforms and stuff like that. It's so important to make sure that we get the message out to these college coaches and things like that, that the DMV's got the top talent in the area. We got the best coaches. We got the best players. And everybody that plays us from other states, they hate playing us because we kick their ass. Excuse my language.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
So, it's a pleasure, man, coaching with these kids, man, and having good coaches around you and stuff like that. So thanks a lot, guys, for the platform that you all put out there for them.
Absolutely. And again, remind everybody out there. Oh, go ahead, Coach Tony. Did you want to add something?
I'm waiting for Paul to stop. I mean, we've had a great relationship, man. He's like my brother, man, for real. But I'd like to shout out, to Coach Chad, who actually started the Chen Odenton program 3 years ago. So he's been doing a lot on his own, something like Paul does, and he's giving back to the youth and to the community. And also, I got to say, I got to give a shout out to Coach Harney down there at St. Mary's. I mean, he does some great clinics. He does some great, coaching stuff, and man, he keeps me on my toes. So there's some good stuff to get some good mentoring from a guy like that, who's been around a long time. So other than that, I got to give out finally shout out to my man Chris Douglas over there at Pilati High School. He's given me the opportunity at that level, and I was there last year. And because of that experience and stuff, I was founded here at Chen Odenton. So shout out to my man, Chris.
All right. Well, thank
you.
One
last shout out
go ahead.
To my man, Craig Hawkins, Jordan Hawkins' dad. He's been my brother for 30 years, man. Appreciate everything he's done for me. Making the contacts and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Good dude.
Yeah, great guy, man. Great heart, man. And all about the kids. So shout out to my man Craig Hawkins, man.
Yeah, our guy Chase Davis. He's no longer at UMES, but he played with Jordan Hawkins. He always speaks highly of him. So maybe we gotta get Jordan on this show, guys. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up again. Appreciate you guys for joining us. If you're watching, whether you're watching live right now or you're watching recording, man, go follow these gentlemen, follow their programs. They're doing great things in the DMV and beyond. And check out the Urban Sports Scene on all social media platforms. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And Wole, that's a wrap. Unless you got anything else to add, my brother.
Nah, I appreciate y'all being on, man.
Go Magic Johnson, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Go Magic. Let's go. Know the pass. Gotta be like Showtime. Hey, appreciate y'all for being on. I appreciate y'all. Anyway, man, folks.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, folks. If you haven't known, you know now. You've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. You dig? Deuces. We are out.
Peace.